The day Luna was born, I was at home, Wyatt was at work.
We're in a small rural town in Burns, Oregon. Got the call from my wife, said, it's time to go. And so I said, all right.
When Luna came out, she did cry. She let out a little scream.
But then nothing, no response, no anything. So they called the respiratory team in. You can feel the frantic in the room. Pretty soon, I believe the entire staff at our hospital was there.
They pronounced her dead, I think 3 times within that time period.
They made the call to Boise, to St. Luke's. They knew that it was clearly beyond them. They needed to transport our daughter Luna to somewhere else.
The St. Luke's match team, as we call it, or maternal child, is a team of 5 nurses and 5 respiratory therapists who transport both pregnant patients as well as children.
And when those 2 women walked into the room from St. Luke's, they cleared the room.
They worked on her for a good 4 or 5 hours before they could get her stable enough to get on the plane. They did bring her in, and I got to say bye to my newborn baby that I didn't get to hold yet. And I got to touch her hand.
They said, do you want a picture with her? And it was so hard because I knew what they meant. And so my wife and I got to stand by her in the NICU gurney. And they took our picture with her. And I said, can I go? Is there room on the plane? And the pilot, he said, yeah, you can go, Dad.
Most children are healthy, so it's a small number of children who really need some specialized stuff to kind of do well and get healthy if they start out with challenges or illnesses. And that's important because we need to give those kids a great chance at a long, productive life.
In December of 2020, we found out we were pregnant with a little miracle baby. We had a wonderful pregnancy, and around 35 weeks I had developed preeclampsia and was admitted to St. Luke's, and we needed to have an early delivery. It ended up being a C-section, and our daughter was in the NICU here at St. Luke's in Boise for just under 5 weeks. She was first in a little cradle, and then she was put into an isolette, which was really intimidating at first. But the education that the nurses and the doctors and lactation and the PAs gave me was just incredible. As emotional and as scary as it is, I've never felt so empowered and so supported and so taken care of.
We have incredible nurses that are at the bedside. They never walk away more than a foot from these babies. We have super skilled respiratory therapists, nurse practitioners, occupational therapists, physical therapists, feeding therapists. You name it, we have them.
All of these incredible people that are standing with me, and they are going to do anything they can to take care of me and my baby.
We take care of babies like Ari, who was a 35-week baby who was a little small for her age and needed some help with all of those kinds of normal preemie needs. And she did beautifully. She was just a remarkable little baby. And then we have patients like Mary and William, who had much longer stays in the NICU, where there were many complications and lots of rocky patches. Certainly at times we weren't even 100% sure that the babies would survive.
The twins, because they were both born under 1,000 grams, it classified them as micro-preemies.
William and Mary Margaret I met in the newborn ICU when they were born very premature and incredibly sick.
They had multiple infections, and William had bleeding in the brain, which was significant, and was giving us all quite some worry about his long-term capabilities.
Neither of them came out of the newborn ICU eating and growing normally, so feeding tubes, adjusting feeds, making sure we're growing and developing.
It was amazing to watch them go from having delayed development significantly in those earlier visits to having incredible cognition and language skills progressing through to levels that we didn't really think they were going to get to.
The St. Luke's team were not just the specialists that came in, but this whole host of services and support.
Their general pediatrician is here, Dr. Lasciando, who's awesome to work with. Myself, different other providers, as in ophthalmology, neurology, have all touched and been involved in their care, and it makes it easier for the family to have one place where they go to get things taken care of. And that's kind of the fundamental job of a small child, is to grow well and develop. And so lots of the things that we see interfere with that, and it's the chance to intervene and put somebody back on a pathway that's moving forward, even if it's not completely ever normal.
As technical, as challenging, as complex as the care that the twins have needed and continue to need, it's been here.
I truly love what I do. I think the most rewarding aspect is taking a family that's scared, or a kid that's scared and or hurt or ill, and making them have dreams again and realize they can get better and they are going to be okay.
We were actually going over Mount Hood. It was a really cloudy day, but you could see the top and the sun was shining. And I mean, I honestly thought that I was with my daughter for the last time.
At one point, she was on the hypothermic bed, the ECMO, and all of the antibiotics, the ventilator, the feeding tube, all the things. You're not even week-old child, and they're gonna tell you if she has brain damage or not. So we were very blessed she didn't have that. Nothing. She had nothing. She's completely fine, completely healthy.
Whether it's at the hospital or at the co-op where I work or outside of town, everyone knows Luna Rain Shelley because it was a pretty emotional ride.
Without April and Lynette and the fixed wing, she would not be here whatsoever.
You have to have that service. We are so far away. If it wasn't available, there's no way that our daughter, or I would imagine however many other children and adults, would not be here today because of it.
I love that over the years we have gone really from a good community hospital to a real children's hospital. We can do most everything that our community needs here and keep people close to home.
We have unique challenges, and the philanthropy that goes on in our own community means the world to all of us who work here, because we want to do what we can for every kid that walks through these doors.
It's our goal to provide that good care, up-to-date care, and I would just be saying thank you, thank you, thank you to anybody that is willing to support that.
You're giving to a program that is changing lives and literally saving lives. This is a necessity for life.